The chapter begins at the Justice League's watchtower in Earth's orbit, where Knuckles angrily and repeatedly demands that Mr. Terrific send him and his friends back to their own dimension. However, Mr. Terrific, visibly irritated, reiterates that he can't. There are no dimensional coordinates to use. In other words, the world of the Hedgehogs and the Justice League is gone. Frustrated by this, Knuckles prepares to punch him, but Sonic steps in to stop him. Silver is at least relieved to know that Darkseid is gone too, but Amy, with tears in her eyes, scolds him for his insensitive remark, reminding him they lost everyone on their planet. Naturally, Silver apologizes, but insists he's just trying to find something to hold on to in this catastrophe. Meanwhile, Tails remains hopeful, trying to understand what happened to the Dimensional Engine and the Chaos Emerald. He just needs more time to think, and Sonic reminds him that the League bought them that time when they sent them here. However, Mr. Terrific isn't so sure, warning that the villains of their world will soon realize 6 of their greatest heroes are missing and will take advantage. He suggests placing the remaining League members on high alert because things are about to get rough. Sonic, unhappy with the situation, believes that since the Justice League heroes gave their lives trying to save his world, they're now obligated to return the favor. Shadow is off by himself, staring out a window at Earth below, thinking about Maria. He laments his failure to save the world she loved and wonders if she'd want him to protect this Earth and its people. Before acting, Sonic asks Mr. Terrific if his Earth can handle the presence of him and his friends, to which Michael responds that his Earth is filled with metahumans, aliens, and interdimensional visitors, so their presence won't be seen as unusual. That's when Silver uses the Green Lantern ring given to him by John Stewart before coming here. Instantly, a Green Lantern suit materializes on him, showing that John truly trusts the Hedgehog, and that the entire League trusts Sonic's team. Mr. Terrific then adds that if they're joining the League, they'll need to dress the part. Weeks pass after the incident, and just as Mr. Terrific predicted, the League's villains begin plotting in the absence of its 6 key heroes. Silver is now an official Green Lantern and is battling the Yellow Lantern Sinestro in space, alongside other Green Lanterns like Kilowog, who is trapped in the grasp of a massive reptilian construct created by Sinestro. Silver tries to help Kilowog, but Kilowog insists he's fine and tells the rookie to deal with Sinestro. Sinestro takes the moment to gloat, asking if they're afraid to send backup, or if they fear what his new power might do to the Green Lantern Corps. He then fires a massive energy blast that momentarily stuns the Green Lanterns. However, they quickly recover and recite the Green Lantern Oath, creating a massive rocket hammer construct enhanced by Silver's psychokinesis. Sinestro stares at the weapon in fear as Silver taunts him, asking if he's scared. The rocket hammer then smashes Sinestro's construct, completely destroying it. As the lanterns restrain the defeated Sinestro, the Green Lantern named Chip searches the villain's Yellow Lantern ring to find out why Sinestro had become so powerful. To Silver's surprise, he finds the yellow Chaos Emerald that was supposedly lost along with their world. Silver doesn't know what this means yet, but he intends to report it to his friends. Meanwhile, on Earth in Washington, D.C., which was previously protected by Wonder Woman, the city is under attack by invading gorillas from Gorilla City. The gorilla leader, Gorilla Grodd, is wearing the red Chaos Emerald embedded in a helmet that's boosting his psychic abilities, overwhelming the minds of Supergirl and Hawkgirl. He even says they should feel honored to be the first to join his new gorilla nation. Suddenly, a glowing lasso wraps around his neck as Hawkgirl mocks the tactical genius for not keeping his guard up. If that weren't enough, Grodd is yanked backward by the lasso, only to come face to face with Amy, now dressed in an outfit similar to Wonder Woman's. She declares that the League bows to no one, then knocks him out with a strike from her hammer, now bearing Wonder Woman's insignia. Still, Grodd's army continues the assault, claiming Amy is just a hedgehog. But as she deflects projectiles with her bracelets, Supergirl rejoins the fight, saying Amy is worth 100 of them. While Grodd is restrained by Supergirl, Amy helps Hawkgirl, telling her they need her in the fight. Hawkgirl only wants to join after smashing Grodd's mind control device with her mace. Fortunately, Amy recognizes the Chaos Emerald and stops her. She explains that this is an item from her world, one that was supposedly destroyed. She even starts to wonder if there's hope for their world, but quickly shakes off the thought, saying she'll think about that after they drive out the gorilla invaders. In Metropolis, the city once protected by Superman, Knuckles, now wearing the Man of Steel's suit, flies over the city, reflecting on his new role. Metropolis is easier to patrol than Angel Island, but it's still tough to keep track of everything in such a big, noisy place. He figures that if Superman could protect it, and the entire world, then he'll have to work just as hard to do the same. He then meets Lois Lane on the rooftop of the Daily Planet, asking if she's heard anything from Star Labs. Lois says no, and while the League has kept her in the loop, their efforts to locate the missing heroes have yet to succeed. She also informs him that Lex Luthor called and wants to speak with him. So Knuckles wastes no time and heads to LexCorp to meet with Lex, even as Lois warns him that Lex is far more dangerous than he looks. When he arrives, Lex isn't impressed by his slow entrance, and when Knuckles asks what he wants, Lex insists that he wants peace. Having observed Knuckles, he notes that while the Echidna is more capable than most humans, he lacks the godlike powers of Superman. Still, Lex respects him for doing his best to protect everyone despite that. He tells Knuckles that he can use his considerable resources to support him in ways the Justice League can't or won't. But Knuckles says he's heard that speech before and isn't very interested. Disappointed that Knuckles shares Superman's moral failings, Lex wonders aloud if he also shares his weaknesses, opening a box containing a green stone as if it were kryptonite. But Knuckles immediately recognizes the stone as the green Chaos Emerald and actually praises Lex for finally doing something right. A confused and nervous Lex then urges Knuckles to take the gem as a sign of sincerity. Knuckles leaves, much to the villain's relief, but it doesn't take long before he returns, having realized Lex was trying to poison him with what he thought was kryptonite. In Gotham City, Batman's home turf, chaos erupts as the Joker, behind the wheel of a car, begins wreaking havoc armed with a rocket launcher. He soon finds himself being pursued by Shadow, who's dressed like Batman and driving a compact Batmobile. The Clown Prince of Crime says he's surprised Shadow can even reach the pedals, then destroys the Hedgehog's vehicle with a rocket. But Shadow chases the Joker on foot, slicing his vehicle in half with a spin attack and stomping on the rocket launcher to destroy it entirely before the villain can retrieve it. Joker admits he's impressed by Shadow, noting he has Batman's grim attitude and could be a substitute, but criticizes his more direct approach compared to Batman, insisting the people of Gotham expect a show. However, before the Joker can give tips on how his new nemesis might improve next time, Shadow, who hasn't spoken a single word throughout the encounter, interrupts the speech with a kick to the face that knocks the villain out cold. He retrieves the purple Chaos Emerald from the clown and is silently puzzled by its presence. In Central City, the former hometown of the Flash, Sonic, dressed in the Flash's suit, is racing against Reverse Flash, who's holding the blue Chaos Emerald as they dart through the streets. The two bicker over who deserves the title of Flash, or even the suit itself. As they clash, Reverse Flash explains that he witnessed the Flash's heroism in the future, how it was forged through tragedy and loss, while Sonic, in his view, is just a kid playing dress-up, someone who could never take the hero's place. Getting a bit tangled up, Sonic admits that Reverse Flash is fast, to which the villain declares himself the fastest man alive and begins to gloat that Sonic will never reclaim the Chaos Emerald. But he's shocked to find that the gem he once held has been swapped with a soda can, and Sonic is now holding the real emerald. The Hedgehog even jokes that maybe he was moving too fast for him to see and challenges him to try again. Just don't blink. Then he turns into a blur, landing a flurry of high-speed punches on Reverse Flash before the villain can react. Completely defeated, Reverse Flash wonders how Sonic could be so fast, but Sonic says it's a secret and tells him to take a nap while he handles business. When the police arrive to arrest Reverse Flash, Sonic contacts his friends to share what he discovered, and Amy tells him the emeralds have been popping up everywhere. Tails asks everyone to meet and discuss it, and immediately the Blue Hedgehog races off to join his friends. The group gathers in the Hall of Justice, where they're greeted at the door by a green version of Knuckles performing a security check. Tails, who's also sporting a skin similar to Cyborg's, quickly deduces that this is Beast Boy, the shapeshifter from the Teen Titans. After a few jokes, the heroes head into the meeting room and place their respective Chaos Emeralds on a central table. Tails explains that they collected 6 emeralds while fighting various villains. He believes the last emerald isn't on this Earth, and now, with 6 in their possession, he can finally test a theory he's been working on. A projection reveals that the final emerald is on another Earth, confirming something Tails always suspected. Sonic's Earth survived the catastrophe from weeks ago. Silver is confused, recalling that Mr. Terrific said it was destroyed, but Tails corrects him, saying the League's super genius simply couldn't detect the planet. Tails, on the other hand, theorized that Darkseid's dimensional engine malfunctioned during the battle and instead hid their world in a pocket dimension. Sonic points out that now that they have the other emeralds, they can open a path back home. However, Shadow questions whether they should. He deduces that if their world survived, then Darkseid is still alive, and opening a path home could expose the Justice League's Earth to invasion. Knuckles reminds him that the League was willing to give their lives to save Sonic's Earth, and if the roles were reversed, they would come to save the Sonic crew. So the question isn't if they're going to do it, but when. In the end, they all agree to act immediately, and shortly afterward, aboard the Watchtower, Mr. Terrific enters the coordinates the Sonic team provided, though he expresses concern about the resulting space-time variance. Sonic assures him that as long as the Chaos Emeralds are powering the stabilizer they're using, they should pass through safely. And sure enough, as the portal to Sonic's Earth opens, Mr. Terrific wishes them a safe journey and commends them for being a fine Justice League. With that, Sonic and his friends dash through the portal to return home, with Tails declaring that it's time to be heroes.